Okay, so if you will underline up here unit rate. So your unit means 1. So you want it per item. You are still finding it for slope, and then you're dividing it for one item, okay? So, if I am looking at my first one, I am going to rise and run. So I am looking at miles over hours, like it says, and I'm going to my first pretty dot. How many miles did I go up? 30. Ooh, 3? 30. Do you see it says 30? From 0 to 30 is 30. And how many hours? 2. So you will set these up like this. Blank equals blank. These are my miles over hours. You did this as a 7th grader. You did proportions. So when you do a proportion, that's our missing info. So we are going to take what I can multiply diagonally. 30 times 1 is 30, and 2 times x is 2x. Now I have a one-step equation. Remember, you should be writing what I'm writing. I am going to divide both sides by 2. So you've got an easy-cheesy one-step equation. And what is 30 divided by 2? 15. So it is 15 miles in 1 hour. So the next one I'm looking at, I'm going to put D over G, or you can put a money sign, dollars over gallons. And I am going to rise how many? 5. So $5 is how many gallons? 2. So if I want it per gallon, I want it for 1 gallon. I have 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times x, 2x. And what is 5 divided by 2? 2.5. You try the last one. And I want to see all your work shown like we do it. And we're talking about hours over episode equals blank equals blank. I just wrote up in my box, but y'all have plenty of room to write there underneath all that. So do you see we're still doing slope? Still the same thing we've been doing. So how many did I rise? 1. How many did I run? 2. So I want it per episode. So what's 1 times 1? 1. 2 times x? 2x. Well, if I look at my answer choices, 1/2 is not an answer as written as a fraction. So how is it written as a decimal? 0.5. Perfect. So you're just getting it per item. That is the only difference in what this is. And this is a major on your test. Okay, so let's look at this next one. If I have Anna's lemonade is $5 for 2 cups, I would take money over cups. So how much would it be for 1 cup? $2.50. Perfect. If I have 7 cups for $14, let's put that the other way. We want our money on top. So $14 is 7 cups. How much is it per cup? $2. Good. If I have $15 per cup, how much is it? I'm sorry, $15 for 10 cups. How much is Carl's per cup? $1.50. Dan's is $7.50 for 6 cups. So how much is it per cup? Perfect. Now sometimes they're going to give you an amount and you have to go match the graph. Okay? So sometimes they're going to give you the thing and sometimes you're going to match your graph. So, I'm going to label these so we don't have a disaster. We're going to call this A, B, C, and D. So then we'll just write which one matches it up at the top. Now, A is pretty simple to look at. I can tell that 1 cup is $2. Do you see that? So whose graph does that match? 1 cup is $2. Ben's. Do you see? 1 cup is $2. So Ben's graph is A. Now, I cannot look at 1 cup on B because it's in the middle and we're not going to guess. We're going to find that pretty point. And the pretty point is up here at 10. So we have 4 cups for $10. Well, none of those say that. So I need to figure out how much 1 cup is on that one. So we have $10 for 4 cups. How much would that be per cup? $2.50. So whose graph is that? Anna's. So you're not going to pick them. We were talking about pretty points. Some of y'all were panicking over that when we were doing that pixel number 2. You were just having to turn where you can find an exact number. Because these are like in the middle. That could be 1 cup is $1.25, right? Or 1 cup is $1.35. You cannot tell by looking at that graph. So I need to go to the one pretty point I have. And I see 4 cups is $5. So what is 5 divided by 4? 125. So whose graph is that? Dan's. So hopefully Carl's is the last one or we've made a mistake. Okay, Carl has more than 1 pretty point, but let's go right here. So we have $3 is 2 cups. how much would 1 cup be? I don't have any of that on mine. You should have your lines done, and you should have that written. It's what? I'm sorry. 150, so that is Carl's. So that is where we're going today, but we're gonna practice some more. We just wanted to open up with some examples. So now find the one that says unit rate on the top. And we're actually going to practice slope by the rate of change formula, your slope formula, here in a bit, instead of sticking it in our calculator. So, we're going to learn it 2 different ways. So the first thing is unit rate, we've already talked about that, is a rate in which the second quantity is comparison to 1 unit. Unit rate, 1 unit. Okay, so we're going to pretend we're back in 5th or 6th grade, wherever y'all did the first time we did units. We are doing bottles per case. We have 120 bottles is 6 cases. Let me rewrite that down here so I have room to write it. So, I want it per case. So 120 times 1 is 120. Divide by 6x. And how many? 120 divided by 6 is? You've got a calculator if you need it. Is 20. So it is 20 bottles per case. 20 bottles per case. Okay, the next one. We have money over books. We have $84 for 4 books. I need to find out how much it is per book. So 84 times 1 is 84. Divide by 4. And what is 84 divided by 4? 21. So it is $21 per book. This is what y'all did way back when. So we have pencils. Oh, I gotta write more than that because they both start with P. Over packages. So we have 60 pencils in 5 packages. How many pencils per package? $60 for 5. How many per package? 12. So 12 pencils per package. You do number 4. So you have 420 miles in 7 hours. How many hours per mile? How many miles per hour? Sorry. 60. So 60 miles per hour. Okay, so now we're going to what we do in here. We read graphs. Okay? So we want it per hour. And if it's not a pretty number, we would have to go up and then we would have to divide. But if I look at this right here, can I tell where that's at? Yeah. So we want miles per hour So how many miles in an hour? $50, thank you. If you do that, didn't I rise 50 and run 1? 1 hour is 50 miles. Okay, number 6. So we would write, on number 5, we'd write 50 miles per hour. This next one, we have books per week. Can I go to 1 week and go up and over? I can do that right. So how many books are they reading per week? 3. The next one is going to be cups per quart. Do you see you're having to read the labels? Label reading is huge. You're going to see on the next one when we start looking at the graphs, they're going to flip the labels on you. And if you don't pay attention, you'll pick the wrong answer. Okay? Okay, now I've got an issue here. Because I cannot look at 1 and see what it is. I cannot be exact looking at 1. So if I look right here, I have, here's my pretty point. How many did I rise? 8. So I rose 8 cups. How many did I run? 2 quarts. Do you see how to read that? And that's, I want you to start reading it like that because when you have a graph, they're going to put the answers in word problems. So, how many is it per quart? 4. 4 cups per quart. This next one we're looking at per ticket. I'll put a money sign right here. Per ticket. Now, can I look at 1 ticket and go up and over? No. I have no clue where it is. Where is my first pretty point? At 2? Okay. So I rose how many? 90, right? I didn't rise 3. I rose 90. You have to watch the numbers. That's what got some of y'all on your test. Like number 1. And I ran how many? 2. So $90 for 2 tickets. How much is it per ticket? 45 bucks. Now, we're going to go over here and we're actually going to use rate of change. Rate of change and unit rate all mean slope. That's all that means. Just different words, but they have the same meaning. We're actually going to use our formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I want you to get practicing with that with ordered pairs. Then if you always want to go back in your calculator and put it in a table and stack count for enter, fine. But we're going to do it like this for these 4 problems. You're going to see how simple this is. Okay, remember your first is x, your second is y. On all of them, always. Just like the alphabet, x comes before y. Now, the first set, we're going to put baby ones. The first set of x and y we see will be our x1, y1. Our second one will be x2, y2. Okay, what's that word? We just labeled them x, y. The first one we see is get baby ones. The second one we see get baby twos. Now we're going to use our nifty formula. Okay, do you see my formula is y2, and I could go ahead and set it up like this. What is y2? What is your number for y2? 3. What is your number for y1? 1. What is your number for x2? 8. What is your number for x1? This might help those of you who get confused on putting these in a table. Okay, some of you put these up and down in a table and totally get the wrong answer. So this might be easier for you. So now, pick up your calculator. Hopefully you don't need it, but what is 3 minus 1? What is 8 minus 5? And I'm done. So when you have ordered pairs, you can do this option instead of stack count for enter, because now it would have given you 0.6 repeating, right? And then you would have had to change it to a fraction. Right here, you're done. So let's do this next one. What is my y? And go ahead and set it up like that. Then if you have a negative, you're going to still put a negative. What is your y2? Negative 5. What is your y1? 4. What is your x2? And what is your x1? And the reason we have the y on the top, because we rose. It's your rise over your run. Your y-axis is your rise. Okay, that's still what we're doing. So, in your calculator, put negative 5. Remember, your negative is down by your decimal. Negative 5 minus 4. Negative 9. In your calculator, do 6 minus negative 6. Positive 12. Now, if this was a star test, you could totally be done right there. They would take that answer. You would not have to reduce it. Okay? That could be an answer choice. If you want to make sure you always reduce, because on your Eduphoria test, they have to have to reduce. They don't give you all your options. Pick up your calculator. I don't want you to have to think about this. Do alpha y equal. Type in, hit enter for your number 1. Type in -9. Scroll down, 12, hit enter. And what did it give you?
-3/4.
Do you see how it reduces it for you? Use your calculator. Okay, put your mind to science. What is my y2? What is my y1? What is my x2? It's a lot of twos. What is my x1? What is 2 minus 2?
0.
What is 2 minus -4? Now, in your calculator, a normal calculator, just do 0 divided by 6 and hit enter. Do not say the answer out loud. Let everybody test this. 0 divided by 6. Hit enter. What'd you get? Your answer is 0. You can write it in words or you can write 0. Your choice. What is my y2? -4. What is my y1? 3. What is my x2? What is my x1? -7. Oh, I just told you the answer. -4 minus 3. You're welcome. 1 minus 1. 0. Now go to a normal calculator. Please don't say the answer out loud. Everyone type in -7 divided by 0. Or you could do alpha y equal -7 over 0. Totally your option. What'd you get? You got error, right? And anytime you get error, it is undefined. Hello. Yes. So it is undefined. Now, we're going to look at the main part of what your test and your work is going to look like today. Your graphs. The biggest thing with your graphs, you have got to read the labels. And this is what you're going to practice with today on your task cards. Okay, you ready? It's just reading graphs. And this is how you're going to set them up. Now it's weird. Let's actually do 3 and 4 first. I'm going to be weird about this, sorry. Let's do 3 and 4 first. Make sure you're on number 3. These are the easier ones, the backs. 1 and 2 are harder. Okay, so that's the reason we're going to do the easy ones first, then we'll go to the hard ones. Okay, as you're reading, write the information. I know y'all hate to read. We know you know how to do math. The reading is our issue, right? So write it as you read so you don't have to read it 15 times. Reed is measuring a tomato plant in his mother's garden. The plant grew 15 inches, so I'm going to write inches in the first 3 months. If the plant continues to grow at the same rate, which is the best growth of the plant per month? So I need it for 1 month. Do you see where we're going for unit rate? So how much is it gonna grow per month? Five, thank you, because 15 divided by 3 is 5. So it is 5 inches per month. Now, this is where you have to watch your labeling. This side is easy cheesy. If I look at all 4 graphs, my months are at the bottom and my height is on the side, okay? So I am going to go at 1 month. I'm gonna go up and hit my line and go over. This is your next major on your next test. Is that 5? No, so that's not your answer. Let's go to B. 1 month. And y'all's is much clearer than this one. 1 month, could that be 5?
Yes.
Yes. Because between 4 and 5. So that's probably my answer, but let's check the other ones. 1 month, that's certainly not 5, is it?
No.
And is that 5?
No.
This is the T of unit rate. Just reading graphs mostly. Okay, let's look at number 4. A scuba diver is descending. What's descending mean? Going down. So do you see that's why you have a negative slope? If one of your answers was a positive slope, you'd mark it out. And some of the answers are going to be flat across. Guys, automatically get rid of those. They're going to look like a 0 slope. We are not going to have 0 slopes on these word problems. Okay, and oh look, 15 feet per minute. They already have it for 1 unit. I don't even have to worry about figuring it out. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to start at 1 minute. I'm going to go up and over. Could that be a negative 15 drop? Yes. So that's probably my answer. 1, up, and over. Where am I at on that one? Negative 20. I'm looking for negative 15. What about that one? Negative 5. And my last one, it's a little under, closer to negative, so it could be negative 6, negative 7, but it's not negative 15, is it? So do we see why our answer was A on that one? Okay, so those are pretty easy. Now let's look at when they're gonna try to get you. Okay, Miss Soto decorated 5 cupcakes in 2 minutes. So we have cupcakes and we have minutes. And she has 5 cupcakes in 2 minutes. Now, when you're looking at these, do they even have a 1 on your graph? No. So I wouldn't even worry about doing it to a unit rate of 1 because they don't even give me that choice. So let's do, it goes to 4. So let's do 4 minutes. Gonna kind of change what we're doing. You could figure it out for 1 and then multiply by 4. Okay? What is 5 times 4? 20. 20 divided by 2. 10. So in 4 minutes, we would make 10 cupcakes. If you wanted to find it out for 1, you could have done this. What is 5 divided by 2? 2.5, right? If you wanted it for 4 minutes, 2.5 times 4 would give you 10. So you can also go that route. Okay, so let's look at your labels. Be very careful. If I am looking at cupcakes, I want to go 2, because my 2 really doesn't help me right there, right? Watch your labels. I have 4 cupcakes. I'm gonna go up and over. Oh, just kidding. I don't have 4 cupcakes. I have 10 cupcakes, right? Do you see where this will get you? 10 cupcakes. Go over. Gives you how many minutes? 25. So this was 10 cupcakes in 25 minutes. That is not my magic that I'm looking for, which is this. Okay, look, do you see how they switch? And now they've got time on the bottom. So now I can go to 2 or 4, it doesn't matter. In 2 minutes, how many cupcakes? 10 cupcakes. And here was my other. So I can look at it as 5 in 2 minutes, or 4 in 10 minutes. At 4 minutes at 10 cupcakes, or 5 cupcakes in 2 minutes. That's not that one either, is it? Okay, my time. I can't tell where 2 is. Do you see it's not a pretty point? So I'm gonna go to 4, up and over. So 4 minutes is 10 cupcakes. Is that what I'm looking for?
Yes.
Yes. Let's look at D. Do you see cupcakes is on bottom?
Yes.
So I have to switch what I'm doing. 10 cupcakes. In how many minutes? They're a little slower, aren't they? Do you see how to read those? And you've got to watch the labeling. That's where it's going to get you. You do number 2. Stuff written. I don't just have circles. If we can't do it now, you can do it in tomorrow morning at 7:30. Okay, write it as you read it. $10 for every 2 glasses of lemonade. So how much would it be for 1 glass? $5. Okay, you gotta watch your labeling. Okay, for 1 lemonade, you see it says lemonade down here?
Yes.
Is it $10?
No.
Nope. 1 lemonade, $10. No. Okay, I really can't tell the 1 lemonade here, so let's go with the 2 that they gave me. 2 lemonades is $10. Yes. $10. Now, let's move it around. Money. Well, if I'm looking at 5, let's go with $5 per lemonade. They're saying $5 for 25 lemonades. Do you see how that doesn't make sense? And then the last one, let's go with 5 again. Oh, $5 for 50 lemonades. That would be a deal. This one was 5 for 25. So do you see how you just really have to watch your labeling, and that's what's gonna get you? Okay, you need to open your note spiral to page 15. Make sure you're carefully watching how I'm gluing these, because one of them we're gonna have to be special on. Okay, take the first two we did that don't have backs on them and fold them both in half. Take the first two we did that don't have backs on them and fold them in half. And you are going to glue one on top of the other. Okay, I just glued those on top. Now watch the fancy one we just did. You are just going to do a glue line. You're going to just glue that top where your name was. That's all I glued. I did not glue the whole back. And just fold it over. All three of those should be on the same page.